walls were caving. Should have never left my heart there on the line.
Okay. Right, so as much as I hate to agree with you on anything, I do agree that Limitless was not that good. It was shiny and pretty, and the guy in it had pretty eyes, but it wasn't really that solid. For a start, I would have liked to see what a guy that wasn't a useless, unmotivated bum could have done with the pill and unleashed its full power. And as I think you said before, just for him to learn something and not just get away with everything and be a complete douchebag, really.
It was a shallow film. I don't understand how people say it's good. I really don't. I'm perplexed by it. It amuses me when people say it was a good film. They say it's one of the best films of the year, and it's like, well, look at Rango, look at X-Men First Class. These have a story. Limitless doesn't have a story. There's nothing to it. It's like,
no, it has a story. It's just not one that appeals
bad
to
story.
me. It's just he just doesn't learn anything. It's a dick's dream, really, isn't it? Like, he just gets everything he wants. He doesn't have to pay for anything. At the end, when he should pay, he doesn't.
That's it. The bad guys win. Well, no, because even in films where the bad guys win, like in Swordfish and that, it's good because you want the bad guys to win. In this, you don't want you don't want Bradley Cooper to win. You want him to get his. And there's one moment where this story could have gone somewhere really good, where he blacks out, and then a woman that he was fucking ends up dead, and that's dropped. That's dropped. And then it's completely forgotten about, and it's not picked up again. And it's like, well, I want to know what happened to her.
The inconvenient things like drops, like his woman that he liked leaves him, and then at the end suddenly
she's back with Google eyes
because he's had a haircut and is now running for what
president.
Was it? The president.
The president. The pill that makes you the ultimate. Was it have to have the highest level of intelligence, and you want to change the world by running for president?
No, that was the thing that pissed me off. You know when he jumped off that cliff and he's going, and then it came to me. I had this great idea. I knew what I needed, and I was like, oh, okay, this could be interesting. I'll see where it's going. And then he goes, but first I need money, and I'm like, okay, I'll still stick with you.
Yeah.
It seems a pretty generic thing to want, but I'll stick with you. It turns out that he apparently doesn't have a plan. He just wants girls and money, which is fine, but don't dress it up like you're going to do something for the world and change things.
President.
It's fine. I almost would have liked him if he'd been honest or just said, you know what, I can have everything I want. That's fine. Just don't dress it up as I can change things and then do nothing.
It was a dick move. It was a dick move. I mean, fair enough. I'm all for films where you're not supposed to like the protagonist.
The difference between anti-hero and dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a bum. It was his own fault. It was his own fault that he was a bum. He wasn't motivated.
I was waiting for him to get his, and he didn't get his. He wasn't a character you could root for in the slightest.
Yeah, he wasn't down on his luck because of just bad luck. He was down on his luck because he just couldn't be bothered.
Okay, I think it was sloppy. I think it was very sloppy. I think the only person who showed up to work was Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro, every single scene that guy was in, he was good.
Yeah.
It was good to see him finally doing something instead of Meet the Fockers, doing something that had, fair enough, he wasn't in it much, but every time he was in it, the standard of the film went sky high, because everything he was saying ran true.
Even if you're amplifying the knowledge that you have to a ridiculous degree, if you don't have the knowledge in your brain, you can still be outwitted by someone that does. If you've never been out in the jungle, it doesn't matter if you take a pill that's going to make you really smart, you wouldn't know what to do. In business, I think it's the same. Granted, I've not got much experience myself, but I wanted some gem of knowledge that he learned or something through personal pain and tribulation to outsmart the pill.
Or maybe something that he just did as an off chance, instead of something that is just, I don't know, I can't see how, if this is voted, like, it's been said that this is one of the top films of this year, then it's been a pretty piss poor year. No? Like, I think this was probably, like, I'm glad I rented it. I would have been fuming if I'd have gone from the hype that it was getting. And
it's a shame though, I really like
I wanted
the
it
concept.
to do, taking one pill and then you can use all of your brain. That seems quite, it seems like a very, like you said, it's a good idea. But they never ran with it. They never ran with it.
They started to, and then it just degenerated.
They lost the balls. They
Maybe,
lost the balls and the heart.
It just, heart. It lost heart for me because there was no moral. There was
There was no one to root for apart from Robert De Niro, and he weren't in it enough. He should have been the main
To
villain.
begin with, I actually wanted this guy to do well, but I was more interested if it ended like you know that woman. I was rooting for him in the beginning, and then that's it. You know the woman that she took the pills and then
saw everything.
she was
and
intelligent.
Like, I'm not a
and then
heroin
she got
addict like
really
you.
intelligent
Yeah.
because of the pill, and then she wasn't as intelligent. She lost something because of it. It was. I really liked that. I thought that was going to be really good, and that he was going to, have to
Develop these
either keep having the pill or develop seeing even
arthritis
slower.
and Parkinson's.
Yeah,
and
the
all
bad
that,
stuff that comes with it. You need bad with the good, or it doesn't work.
to balance it.
And I would have really liked it if it had, shot to him, being that older person that's gone through this and no one believing he was ever smart. And
Like a cripple
maybe,
and complete, like,
maybe
drooling on
looking at
himself, laying
pictures
in his own
of this
shit.
amazing, youthful guy and saying that used to be me, and people saying
Laughing
that
at
used to be me. Yeah, I would have found something like that a lot more interesting than
It would have ended with a lot more
becoming
panache
president.
as well. Yeah. Well, him becoming president, but just before he gets to be president, he starts suffering from the side effects, and he's like, oh shit, what have I done? Some of that ends with a punch, because you're backing this guy, and then at the end you just want to watch him get his. You want to watch some sort of, you need some sort of comeuppance.
Or at least to have had a real struggle within it.
Yeah!
Whereas really, I was rooting more for the girl, his girlfriend, that got into trouble because of him. I was more on my edge of my seat going, come on, live, when that girl was there. And she didn't want to take the pill, she was smart. And she left him, and then she came back like an idiot.
Like a fool.
And, I really just didn't care. When he was being about to be attacked by that, was it Russian guy?
Oh, yeah.
And, he was picking up on stuff when he first had that pill. I can see the cover of that book, therefore you study this, and I can see this, and I can see that. The guy would surely have noticed. If he's on this pill, he would have noticed.
That was the thing. As soon as you get your money from the Russian mafia, pay them back. Doesn't take a genius to work that out, does it? Mr. I can use all of my brain, but you know what? It was a bad film.
It had the potential to be good,
Yeah,
and I
but
did enjoy it up
through.
to the point when I realised that he wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary. He was just being a dick, and I mean, even up to the point where he had those flashes and he was losing memory. I wanted something
substantial to happen,
and it did. And then as
they dropped it. They dropped the ball big time.
It lacked something. I did like it. I thought it looked sharp. I like the contrast between the dull world, which is his everyday world, and the sharp, colourful, just bright world of the pill. And I really liked that. It was well done, but
it was trying too hard to be Fight Club in that style.
I suppose, but you can blame a lot of things for trying to be like Fight Club.
But then, I don't know. That's what makes Fight Club so unique. The fact that it is a different style, and that it's carved itself out its own
niche.
It's carved itself out its own niche. So when you're watching something, it's either an imitation of Fight Club, or it's something that's kind of inspired by Fight Club, but it's still its own thing. And I think this is easily. I think people are getting confused here, and they're getting the two mixed up. I think it's trying too hard to a subtext within a subtext, the worlds within worlds, which is a common theme that you see in a lot of movies.
Wait, well, why is it worlds within worlds?
Like you say, as soon as you take the pills, everything's completely shiny.
Yeah, it's the same reality. It's not like Inception or something.
Well, that's what I mean though. I mean, with Fight Club, how everything, you've got the normal surface there, and then below the surface is the grimy Fight Club. Like with Project Mayhem. Is it Project Mayhem? Yeah.
You want to do a finish?
That's www.talkaboutwilt.net, the forum for the real fan. Thanks for listening. Cheerio.
Why is it never a review degenerating into me being disgusted by you?
I don't know. Fucking.
They deserve to know what you're like.